1941, a state of war.
What General Vagon had called the Battle of France was over. The Battle of Britain is about to begin.
We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets, we shall fight in the hills.
Hey guys and gals, this is Alden for the Mosin Crate. First things first, I can't discuss anything sales related here on YouTube. That includes answering questions like how much are they, where can I buy them, how can I buy them, because YouTube will delete the video. But if you go onto rumble.com and search for my username, the Mosin Crate, without any spaces, same username I have here on YouTube, you'll find this same video on there where I can do answer questions like that and can be a lot more forthcoming with information. Otherwise, you can just Google my username, the Mosin Crate, and take it from there. So these are all Nazi German K98 Mauser rifles in 8mm. 7.92 for the correction, Nazis. I swear every time I say 8mm Mauser, I've got that guy. He probably doesn't own one, but he's going to come on and type up, it's technically 7.92. So for that guy, 7.92. And these were made, as you guessed it, for the Portuguese government, which is why they have that beautiful Portugal crest on top of the receiver, the 1937 date. And these were made by the Mauser Oberndorf factory. Plenty of Waffenampes, which are German approval markings on all, well, not all, but most of the parts, and swastikas and all the typical stuff you would expect to see on a pre-war World War II German Mauser. And that's the nice thing about these, is that you get that pre-war quality. I would say all these are going to grade right around good shooter grade. That means they're in good condition, but expect more cosmetic wear and tear on them just because they're 80 plus years old at this point. All of these have a sling. Slings are likewise good shooter grade condition. I mean, they're functional, I'll put it that way. You can see there's little Waffenampes all over the place. Just about every part. The Germans loved putting these things and numbers, serial numbers, on just about everything you can imagine, right down to the tiny screws. Some more there on the bands. And the nice thing about these is all of them have their original matching bayonet. So it matches to the rifle. This is the worst looking bayonet, and you can see even with the scabbard off, the blade itself doesn't look like it was used very much. So I think these things were carried a lot, used in probably the different colonial Portuguese wars, things like that, but I doubt that the bayonets were ever really used for much. So the cool thing about these, we'll go through the history real quick, is around 1937, the Germans, rather than taking payment just in funds, they were really looking for precious metals and things that they could put towards their future war efforts later on in around 1939. And so they approached the Portuguese, who actually remained neutral more or less during World War II. And I say more or less because they were playing both sides against each other to basically get stuff for the Portuguese government and the Portuguese people. So they were helping out the Germans, even though they weren't supposed to, but they were also kind of helping out the Allies, which would have pissed off the Germans if they'd known about it. So kind of like Switzerland, more or less. But they were taking in things, they were taking in these rifles in exchange for rare metals, precious metals, like, God, look at that tiger striping on that one, like tungsten, for instance. And the reason I bring that up is because tungsten is used for armor-piercing ammunition, be it for a tank, anti-tank gun, or even 8mm ammunition, because all of these are 8mm 7.92. And in the past, actually, I don't have it anymore, so I know the next thing I'm going to have someone email me asking if I have any. I don't have any to sell. But I've had the SMKH 8mm tungsten armor-piercing ammunition in the past, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if that tungsten that was used to produce that ammunition had come from Portugal in trade for these very rifles. That one's serial number 764, it looks like, so a lower serial number. You may notice this one here doesn't have a bayonet. Some of them have better stock markings than others. Again, they're good shooter grade. They're just going to be great range guns with a lot of history, but don't expect anything that's pristine. And they are pretty old ladies at this point. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Click that subscribe button. We're really close to 100,000. We're like 200 away, so I'd really appreciate it if you're not subscribed to go ahead and hit that button, and we'll catch you on the next video.